Alrighty, well thank you everybody. Can everybody hear me okay? Wonderful. My name is Chris Goyane, I'm from Northshore Organics. This is my partner.
Hi, I'm Daryl Toomey.
We started Northshore Organics about a year and a half ago. I have a beautiful wife at home that's 8.5 months pregnant. She's giving me a beautiful baby boy in 2 weeks. But prior to that, I had another baby boy about a year and a half ago. And basically what I formed this company with Daryl for, can you not hear me? Gentleman in the back, can not hear me? Speak up a little louder, you got it. All right, so about a year and a half ago, I created this company for my son. I've been gardening for about 20 years. I'm only 30 years old. I was born into gardening with my mother and father for a very, very tumultuous time period of gardening and doing restaurants and doing lots of cool stuff with food. But what I realized is that the past 100 years, it became a situation where modern agriculture has such a good marketing machine at this point that a lot of the things that we lost about 100 years ago are not being rectified anymore. So what I decided to do was, seeing my little baby boy buying little packets at the grocery store with all of this preservatives and made with GMO foods, GMO produce. I said, I can't do this. I can't do this any longer. I want to feed him out of my own garden, totally organic. So what I did was I had this little plot of land that was about 4 feet by 4 feet wide, and I started gardening with him. And I said, you know what, we need to go bigger. He's eating more, so I made up a bigger garden. And the bigger garden became a huge garden. And then I said, well, maybe I should look at a farm. So I said, well, we'll go to Hamilton, Massachusetts, and I have a good friend, Joanne Patton. She's one of the daughters of General Patton from World War II. She has a certified organic farmland called Green Meadows Farm. Called up my buddy Daryl here, and I said, you want to maybe possibly make this little idea that I've had into something bigger? So he said, sure. We met up at Green Meadows Farm, and we realized that they have an unbelievable homestead. So, over the last year and a half, Daryl and I have decided that we should really focus Northshore Organics to be a way to create a similar fashion of Bio-Dynamic Homestead at your home. So what we're here to do today is to teach you and show you how you can create a biodynamic homestead at your home.
So, everybody can hear me as well? Yeah. So, what is a biodynamic homestead and why are we doing it? I can read the proper utilization of sustainable living practices at the home, provide a continuous source of food, energy, water, and reduces expenses throughout the year for you and your family. So, we met up with the folks down at Green Meadows. They had a really good operation, and we were thinking about how we could emulate that operation at our own homes and with our own families. So we've taken a lot of their practices, but some we haven't quite gotten to. They raise pigs, they raise sheep, chickens. We haven't really gotten into that because we don't really have the space for it, but yeah.
So basically pictured right here is the farmland. So this was taken this past summer, and pictured here is what they're doing is tilling the land, and they're rooting out rocks. They're trying to get some old roots out, and also trying to find any substances that they may want to find and eat. This basically is what a tractor does, but this is the old-fashioned way of doing it. Again, what we're trying to do is bringing the 1800s into the 21st century in a way that you can easily do it at home. So how do we do this? The first thing is water sourcing. Every single town treats their water, essentially. Unless you have a well, you're pretty much going to have some sort of contaminated water base from the town. It could be chloride, chloramine, chlorine, whatever the case may be, fluoride. All of these things aren't necessarily good for plants. You're always trying to focus on a symbiotic relationship with your root system and your soil medium. In order to do that, you need to have a proper base of algae, bacteria, fungus, and millions of other insects, microbes, and microorganisms that make up what we call the soil food web. When you have a compromised source of water, say from your town that has fluoride in it, oh, it's good for your teeth, it's good for your children, whatever. I'm not a doctor, I don't support that, but it's not good for your plants. I'm a gardener, so as soon as you put that onto your plants, that water, onto your soil-based medium, what will happen is it will destroy your microorganisms in your soil. So what you want to do is source water appropriately from Mother Nature. How do you do that? Right here, rain barrel irrigation. So what we do is we can come to your house and set up rain barrels. Rain barrels are piped off of your existing gutter system, and it flows right, whenever it rains, it flows right into this barrel here. Now, when I have a laser pointer right there. So when it rains, it goes right into the barrel. It fills up. This is a 55-gallon drum. They come in many different sizes. You can get big cisterns that can go underneath your deck. You can bury them into your ground, whatever the case may be. When you do that, this water is the best water that you can possibly give to your garden. It's from the clouds. It's from Mother Nature.
When it rains and you look at your garden outside, it's always the best looking right after it rains, right? So that's what we're trying to capture with the rain barrel irrigation system.
What we did on this is a customer house. What we did on this property was this is actually raised on quite a high hill on a rock face. So what we did was we put up this barrel of water. There's 3 of them on the house, and this was about 20 feet up on a hill against her house. And then we carried a line down all around her rock beds. Throughout her garden, we built this little garden bed here. This garden bed is filled with our soil that we make, our full-based organic soil, and this line pipes into right here. I don't know if you can see those 2 lines. Pipes right into this garden bed that we built for this customer. Every time it rains, those barrels fill up. This spigot right here can be shut on and off. What we do is a thing called wood chip gardening. Wood chip gardening is essentially we take local wood chips from companies in our general area that are free of herbicides, free of pesticides, typically from the forest when they're doing new construction. We take those wood chips, we inoculate them with mycorrhizal fungus, and we bury these garden beds with wood chips. When you do wood chip gardening, it provides soil retention, water retention,